Dear friend, today we will discuss about Spring Boot project, how to make it. So we have open to this start Spring Initializer. So here you choose accordingly your mom and base you want to. So here click the mom and base or Gradle base. So you can click in Gradle base. On Spring Boot version you can select this for the Java 8. So here can be select the Java 8 and packaging jar. Okay, so now how to create, just go on this Lombok, no need to write for getter and setter, just use to this and Spring Web as well as EH2 database, in memory database for the demo purpose we are using, and JPA. Okay, so accordingly required to one more dependency, so you search from this, you add it. So I taken only the 4 dependency: Spring Web, S2 database, JPA, Lombok. So now I'm generating this code. So once this code is generated, you can import in this Eclipse. So I have already created code uh, for losing so much time. So here just focus on explaining you about how to make it a application. Once you import that, your predefined application job will be generated. So here at the red Spring Boot applications will make it the 3 annotation. That's why we are telling auto configuration, enable auto configuration, component is scanned automatically. Is Spring Boot configuration, this annotation will make it the configuration based on this, right? So let's see focus on this example. This is the application dot property will be automatic generated. Here can be change the server port. Here you write the database connection. So actually we have db2 as a db2 is a in memory database. So here for initially for understanding purpose we are connecting with this database, right? So this is the database S2DB. Now I created 4 package: controller, model, repository and service. So here model we have created one class student. So this student class, because of we are using Lombok, so here no need write to getter and setter, just you define the field, and here you mark no constructor. JSON ignore properties. Once you getting the response from the DB, so this variable will come automatically. I'll let you see. So for handling to this, here we have defined two string method. Data will automatically generate the getter and setter. This is the table. If you want to define entity, if you don't want to define this table, so this will deduct based on the entity will create the table. Okay, so now next question is here we have created student repository extend to JPA repository. If you go into the JPA repository, you have lot of methods. So that's why we are defining this find all, save, and every based on this method we can implement into the service classes, right? So here simply JPA and type of B entity student here pass, that ID would be a long. So that's why here we have defined. Okay, now go on the service annotation. So one more thing I left it, because of we are making the repository, so here annotated a repository, because of this will directly link with the database. So here why we are not making the connection, GPA have ability to read out the database. Accordingly this is standard format, it will connect the database and automatically will perform the operation read write. Okay. So now moving on the next question, student service. Student service I have make it here auto add the repository dependency and create one method save. Here pass the student entity and this take this and here have a save and flash student. Here pass the entity as a student, it will save into the database. Next we have make it the method find by id of the student detail. So how can find? So student repository dot get by id. So you will get this. So how to implement repository and service method into the controller? We have make it on controller. So here controller, here annotated as a controller. Someone is taking as a REST controller, so can take it. But I have taken only the controller annotation. Here auto add this service, inject this service dependency. Here making the post base API post mapping. Here given the name of save record. Response entity we have defined type is a student because if we want to get the response as a student it is stored or not. So now here pass the request body as a student. So how to pass? This way. This is the body of this. Okay, so this is entity will read out this into the JSON and make it as a entity response body entity. Okay, so now here I am save the student. Once we get the response, here can pass and give the status okay. Same way get mapping for the URL calling. Here given the path variable as a ID. Based on the ID we will search out. So here give the detail and path variable ID. Here student find by ID here pass. You get the response. Here we will show the response as a okay. So now we are going to check once we have run this program. Let's see. So now our application is start. Application is now up. So just we are going to in the postman the API name is save record. Here I am passing the give the name of BK and MCA. Just going to this, we are get the response from the DB. The ID will be generated as a 1 and 2. Now again I am giving 1 and MCA1. So I want to save it again. So here you will get the ID, auto generated ID BK1 BK2. Now we want to get, if suppose I want to get ID1, so we will get this ID1. We want to get ID2, so here we will search with this ID2. So here we will get. So how to make it API based on the getter and setter. So this way call through this postman and check out this API. Here because of we are getting the response as a JSON, so your content type we will define application and JSON. In the same in post API here also can be defined content type application and JSON. Suppose why we have put it in this student class. Suppose I am just removing this, so what will impact? That's why ignoring to this Hibernate lazy initializer handler here we have defined. Now again I am running. One server will restart so that our in-memory database data automatically will cleaned. If you want to look it, so we will check. Now just going on here, you will get the 500 response because of no data available in the database, right? So now again I am inserting that data through this. Okay, so again generated ID1 and this. Now I want to again 1 So here we have get this. So avoiding to this, we have put it this at the rate JSON ignore property, this one. So once we have done, so this such kind of variable we can avoid because of that part is not have in our entity bean, right? So how to write? By using Lombok. So we can just we will define the variable, field variable, no need to write getter and setter. We want to write as a toString, so here you can add the rate toString, and data at the rate data annotation will generate automatically getter and setter. ToString will generate the toString method, and if we have provided no argument constructor, so here by default constructor will be created. Okay, so how we generate project through Spring Boot? I hope you are clear about Spring Boot based application. So one more thing here, Spring Boot will provide some dependency, starter, JPA, starter, web. So in this package you will get embedded Tomcat server in this dependency, right? This is the dependency of S2 database. This is the dependency of JPA starter. This is the dependency of Lombok. So I think you have cleared about the Lombok, what it will do. So it will just optimize the code and avoiding write the getter and setter and toString method. During runtime it will generate it. Okay, so I hope are you clear about the Spring Boot, how to make the Spring Boot application and how to call, how to write API. So everything you clear for writing API, how to inject dependency and how to create API URL, how to get, and one more, if you want to delete, so here can you write the similar manner, add the right delete mapping. Here you can use delete mapping and give the name of delete just to write API slash delete slash ID. Here you same way you can write public string response entity as a string. Okay, delete. Here you can write at the rate path variable, long ID. Okay, so here you similar can you define in this service repository, just you call this dot delete student ID. Here you write ID and give the response return new response entity. Here you write success successfully deleted, and you pass http status dot ok dot ok. Okay, so same thing you can write here. Just go on the student service, public void delete long id. Here just to give the name of repository class, delete delete by id. Okay, delete by id, delete by id. Okay, so now here you give delete is to 10. Okay, so the same method you need to call in controller. Okay, so the same manner as it is you call here. Here you select the method type delete only and give the name of API, and here you put the ID. API delete ID. So once you will click here, the ID would be deleted. For example, now we going on this here, again I am restarting. Okay, so now first we will insert record, insert it. Now I am deleting. Just okay. So now I am trying to delete. So record is successfully deleted. Okay. So how to make it API, how to run, how to call. So that is a demo project we have created. How to initiate the project, how to deploy the project. So for deploying, once you have download from Spring Initializer, just go here and open. Just go on the particular directory and extract the folder, and here click, and you will get this here as the same way you will get the project. Okay, right. So thank you from my side. Before closing to this session, please subscribe to this channel if you feel this video is good. Thank you very much.